Today on Vallo News, Montevallo's men's basketball team is going dancing. Find out what they were placed in the tournament.
And a crowd turned out for last week's controversial TPUSA event. Here, the speaker apologized to UM about the event being rescheduled.
Plus, see Montevallo students perform Romeo and Juliet with a special twist. Vallo News starts right now.
Hello, and welcome to Vallo News. I'm Wesley Holstenbach.
And I'm Sarah Turner. Thanks so much for watching. The University of Montevallo men's basketball team is headed back to the NCAA D2 tournament. The Falcons earned an at-large bid as the number 5 seed in the South region after finishing the regular season 21-7 and falling in round 1 of the GSC tournament. The bid marks the first time since 2016 that the Falcons have made back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances. Montevallo will face 4th seed Florida Southern on Saturday at 6:30 p.m. in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. You can watch it for free on ncaa.com.
Now to a story Vallo News has been covering for weeks. UM's Turning Point USA chapter hosted their event with controversial speaker Kenneth Brian Dawson last Thursday. Dozens of students came to the former patio to watch the event. The event remained peaceful after being initially rescheduled due to safety concerns. UMPD was assisted by other local agencies to provide extra security measures. Dawson praised UM's handling of the event, apologizing for his initial remarks toward the university following the event's rescheduling.
Now that I've been here and they've treated me so well and put on one of the most incredible displays of security, and I'm convinced that they actually canceled the event because they wanted to be able to make sure that I was safe, and they've displayed that through what they've done for me today. So I'm very grateful for Montevallo. I apologize that I reacted the way that I did against them publicly because I thought that they canceled for student pressure.
UM's TPUSA chapter leadership said they were thrilled and very pleased with how the event turned out. TPUSA Vice President Clay Callahan told us he was thankful people came out to attend and that the chapter plans to hold more events like this in the future.
There's no doubt we're going to have more speakers, we're going to have big name speakers, and we're excited to see the Turning Point USA chapter here grow.
For expanded coverage of this story, visit our website, vallovisionnews.com.
While the TPUSA event was happening at Farmer Hall, some UM students gathered on Main Quad for a free book swap. The Tower, UM's literary magazine, hosted the event. Students could swap or donate books they no longer wanted. The Tower was also giving out copies of their journals for free. No swap required.
I think it allows students to come together in a very positive way, to talk to one another, to get books, to swap books, to just kind of have a good time, especially with the glorious weather that we are currently having.
The Tower also provided free pizza and drinks to all attendees. In other campus headlines, although the Board of Trustees has voted to close a number of concentrations and minors, there will be a new major on campus later this year.
The board recently approved a civic leadership major. The major will be housed in the Department of Communication. Students will take classes that focus on its civic advocacy, citizenship, and society, and management. Department Chair Dr. Ray Osley says this new major can prepare students for a wide variety of careers.
We see it as a great opportunity to amplify what the university provides in terms of employment readiness of students. We know that there are careers in public affairs, community management, healthcare management, a variety of fields that this will prepare you for.
UM is still waiting on approval for the Alabama Commission on Higher Education to officially launch the major. You can read more about this story online at vallovisionnews.com. In more campus news, the last day to drop classes is today, March 11th. Withdrawing from a class will mark your transcript with a W for withdrawal.
Also, if you're looking for what classes you need next semester, the official Fall 2026 schedule was released yesterday on Banner. Students can now build their schedule for next semester and get them approved after meeting with their advisor. Remember, there's always more news 24/7 on our social media pages. Just search for Vallo News on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe while you're there. Still ahead on VVN, dozens of students took part in Undergraduate Research Day, which took place in Harmon Hall today. See how students showed off their hard work.
Plus, dresses, talent, and a little friendly competition. See who took home the title at FIMU's Mr. and Miss Miracle pageant. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Vallo Vision News.
UM hosted its 28th annual Undergraduate Research Day in Harmon Hall today. Undergraduate researchers presented on a wide variety of projects. The event had over 40 different student participants across various oral and poster presentation sessions. This opportunity allows students who participate to earn college credit and potentially present their research at conferences.
UM's theater department wrapped its production of Romeo and Juliet up on Sunday. DVN reporter David Cheek shows us how their director put a new spin on one of Shakespeare's most well-known plays.
The University of Montevallo's theater department has taken upon themselves to adapt Shakespeare's classic play Romeo and Juliet. Directed by Professor Bart Pitchford, this adaptation makes some significant creative changes to key moments in order to explore certain nuances briefly touched on in the original story, especially the conflict within the two families and the very nature of the doomed star-crossed lovers.
We are taking it to a little bit violent of a place with this particular moment, because one of the things that we really want to talk about in this play is the way that adults use these two children in very violent ways against each other.
These changes are done not only in a way to expand the story, but to challenge commonly held notions about the classic tale.
The focus should not be on a love story, that although there is this teenage love that is shared between Romeo and Juliet, that it's the kind of love that teenagers have, which is more equated to lust. They don't really know who they are.
One of the things we want to focus on is Juliet's age. She is 13 in the story, and so I think adding some of that, early teenage, angst. Sometimes she can be a little bratty. She doesn't know everything. She's very naive. And then she quickly has to grow up and learn through the show.
And so it's impossible for them to really know whether they love another person or not.
Reporting for Vallo Vision News, I am David Cheek.
UM Department of Theater's next production is American Idiot, which will run from April 16th through the 19th. The University Wind Ensemble had a performance in Palmer Hall this past Friday.
The concert was to kick off the 31st annual High School Honor Band, which followed just 2 weeks after hosting an honor band for middle schoolers. Over 400 students across neighboring counties registered to audition across the two events. The concert featured pieces such as The Children's March by Percy Aldridge Granger and Armenian Dances Part 1 by Alfred Reed. The UM chapter of Phi Mu held its annual spring philanthropy event, the Mr. and Mrs. Miracle Pageant. Last week, contestants competed in 3 rounds, formal wear, talent, and a question and answer segment. The event was held to raise money and awareness for Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, Phi Mu's national philanthropy. A panel of Phi Mu judges selected the winners, with Alpha Kappa Lambda's Samuel Hilliard and Delta Gamma's Aubrey Grace Mayhew taking home the titles of Mr. and Mrs. Miracle. Last Wednesday, students gathered outside Farmer Food Hall for its official opening.
Campus leaders gathered on the farmer patio to cut the ribbon and celebrate the grand opening. Guests then went inside the food hall to enjoy some sweet treats. Dr. Tammy Dolly says this revamped facility means Montevallo shouldn't have to feel limited when it comes to dining options.
We're a small university, but we want students to know that they can have a great university experience, even at a small university, when it comes to dining. So we look for something that was enjoyable, something that was innovative, and something that was flexible so that we could interchange new ideas.
To get these new ideas, Falcon Foods plans to send out a survey every semester asking students what dining options they want to see on campus.
You can access the current survey on their Instagram page, @FalconFoods. Still ahead on VVN, top honors for Derek Moore, how the Falcon went from being left off the preseason team to becoming Conference Player of the Year. Cameron Choi joins us in the latest news for Falcon Athletics. We'll be right back.
We believe education is nothing without experience. Through undergraduate research, community projects, and interactive classrooms, students don't just learn concepts, they live them. Montevallo means more hands-on learning for real-world wins.
Welcome back to Vallo Vision News. Women's basketball's Emily Mauser is the Gulf South Conference Freshman of the Year. The conference announced the news last week. The Huntsville native led the team in numerous stats, including total minutes, points, steals, and led the entire conference in free throw percentage. Mauser was able to gather 5 Freshman of the Week honors during the season. This is the 3rd consecutive year a Falcon has been named GSC Freshman of the Year. Congratulations, Emily.
Like, that's a respect thing to me. Like, if you don't respect me now, like, I feel like I need to just prove more. Like, now I'm just even more hungry, you know, to prove to the conference, prove to the other coaches, like.
That was men's basketball forward Derek Moore back in November after being left off of the preseason All-Gulf South Conference team. And last week, he was named the GSC Player of the Year after having one of the most dominant seasons in Montevallo basketball history. Moore averaged 18 points and 7 rebounds per game across 27 games, finishing in the top 10 in the conference in both categories. He also shot 61% from the field, ranking 10th among all Division II players. Moore said winning the accolade has been a goal of his since his freshman year.
It means a lot after not being named onto the preseason team, and that's kind of what coach has been, you know, pointing to me all year, is like prove everybody wrong, you know, stuff like that. But I mean, just for it to all come back and be an honor at the end, just that part's fine. It's been a goal since I was a freshman. You know, I always be like, I want to win Freshman of the Year. Then the next year, okay, I want to win Player of the Year. And, you know, it's always a lofty goal until you do it.
Now, Moore will head into the first round of the NCAA Division II tournament with a bit of extra hardware to his name. But what comes next after he graduates in May? Moore says he'll be taking the next step up to the professional level and will begin discussions with agents and teams overseas. Montevallo's track and field team claimed 20 podium spots last weekend at the Victor Icebreaker Duels. Christopher Johnson set a school record in the discus throw and also hit an NCAA provisional standard. Jeremiah Fales also set a new school record in the 200-meter dash. The conference announced today that Johnson was named the Field Athlete of the Week. His performance Fales was named the Track Athlete of the Week. In addition, the men's 4x4 100-meter relay squad picked up a first-place finish and also set a new school record for 3 minutes and 27.55 seconds. The women's 4x4 100-meter relay squad also finished in first place and set a new school record of 48.05 seconds. Still ahead on Vallovision News, actor Timothée Chalamet is in hot water for recent comments he made about ballet and opera. Madeline Mathern will be here with the buzz when we come back.
Your college years aren't just about academics. From college night traditions to local hotspots, there's no shortage of things to do. Every year of your education, Montevallo means more fun and memories along the way.
Welcome back to Vallovision News.
Buzz anchor Madeline Mathern joins us now with a look at the entertainment and pop culture stories that have us buzzing this week. Madeline, welcome.
Thank you for having me. Timothée Chalamet is under fire for his comments last week about ballet and opera. The Oscar nominee said in an interview with CNN that he doesn't want to work in industries like ballet or opera, stating that, quote, "No one cares about this anymore." Since then, several ballet and opera performers and companies such as the Metropolitan Opera have responded with social media posts sharing the work that goes into their productions and how many tickets have been sold. Chalamet has yet to respond. I just personally think it's insane. You know, as somebody who grew up doing theater and music, I definitely see how important opera and ballet and things like that are.
Yeah, I just saw the video for the first time this morning. I hadn't seen it before, and I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's super important also to just be supporting, you know, fellow artists and creators as, you know, an actor. So I'm interested to see if he responds. Yeah, me too. Rihanna is unharmed, and a suspect is in custody after shots were fired at the singer's Los Angeles home. Ivana Lizette Ortez, a 35-year-old woman from Florida, was arrested on suspicion of attempted murder in connection with the shooting late Sunday afternoon. According to police, 4 rounds were fired from an AR-15 style rifle. Rihanna, her partner A$AP Rocky, and their children were unharmed, despite being in the house at the time of the shooting. It seems like everyone's watching FX's new series Love Story. The The show focuses on the lives of John F. Kennedy Jr. and his wife, Carolyn Bessette. But is the show factual? Actor Daryl Hannah, who dated Kennedy between 1988 and 1994, has criticized her portrayal in Love Story, calling it irritating, self-absorbed, whiny, and inappropriate. Series producer Nina Jacobson has confirmed that Hannah was not contacted to discuss her portrayal, and that Hannah's character was necessary adversary in the storyline. Hannah says that, quote, a dramatized portrayal can become, for millions of viewers, the definitive version of a person's life. And finally, was that really Jim Carrey? The internet is buzzing about the actor's recent appearance at the Caesar Awards in Paris, speculating that it was not really him. One ex-user shared a post saying, sorry, but there is 0% chance this is actually Jim Carrey. Others have gone further, suggesting that Carrey has been cloned. Carrey's team and Caesar Award officials both say that the actor himself was present at the ceremony. General Representative Gregory Collier praised his speech, which was given entirely in French. What do y'all think?
I'm just saying, that's Jim Carrey. I think that's Jim Carrey 100%.
I think so too. I think that the clone theory is a little crazy. What about you?
Insane, yeah. There's no way.
Very insane.
Thanks, Madeline. Remember, there's always more news from our team of reporters on our website, ValloVisionNews.com. That's all the time we have for today's show.
Thanks for watching, and be sure to tune into ValloVision News again next Wednesday.